Hello there and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Andor. This is episode 5 titled The Axe Forgets. Whatever that means. I'm sure we'll find out during the episode in what context and all that. But so far so good, man. Like these first 4 episodes have just been amazing. The first 3 stood sort of on their own. A little 3-episode arc. Now we're getting into the second 3-episode arc. We got a lot of Coruscant in the previous one with Mon Mothma, Luthen, that whole gallery scene where there were so many Easter eggs and so many references. And Kyle Katarn and I actually did a little breakdown of those in a video that you can find up on the channel right now. This is like a supersized version of Catch Up with Sonny where we just talked about Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars, everything Star Wars, and a little bit of the Rings of Power and our Avatar as well.
Other stuff as well.
Other stuff as well. But it was a really good conversation. So if you haven't checked it out already, then you can do so right now. Or maybe watch this video first and then check it out afterwards. But are you ready to watch some more Andor?
I'm ready to watch some more, and I really enjoyed your talk with Kyle Katarn and the way you discussed things and the whole. Well, let's enjoy what's here and let's enjoy Andor, and it's another league in some way with the acting and all that. That was absolutely just up my alley with the thought you have on that.
Oh, and thank you.
I'm looking so much forward to seeing the next one here because I think the acting is very good. I enjoy the Star Wars trinkets here and there, and it's like it's stuff that's in the background, like Kyle Katarn said. It's background stuff. It's not necessary Easter eggs. It's just something that sort of makes the whole story complete for me because it contains some Star Wars stuff. And and the whole talk about the ISB or FSB, if it's this world, no, let's not go there. The ISB, the whole thing where they explain why they're there and what they're doing, it's so great to see. So I'm looking forward to this one and see how the heist goes.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get into the heist. I'm quite afraid for like what's going to happen, and because I'm sure something's going to go wrong. We know Andor makes it out of there, but that's about it. And there are
some of the others are expendable, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though just in that episode and those quick scenes we had with them, they were already pretty interesting, all of them character-wise. I think, especially the leader, Vel, quite an interesting character. I hope maybe just a handful of them survives, but we'll see in just a minute. And then I'm sure we're going to get some more stuff on Coruscant, some more of the political intrigue, and get some more with the ISB and the Empire. So I just, can't wait to jump into it. Maybe look at the
gallery once more.
Maybe another quick look at the gallery, just to pick up some more stuff. No, I was not done looking at all those great trinkets, as you said, and just with everything going on, and I think Kyle said it as well. It's just stuff from the Star Wars toolbox that makes so much sense, and it brings this world, it makes it alive and a part of Star Wars, as we know. So let's jump into it, man. Before we do, quickly, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Check out our Patreon page as well, where you can watch full-length reactions, sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. I'm also doing some exclusive stuff over there, like the Rings of Power and She-Hulk. I have also started Cowboy Bebop. Those are going to be coming out on YouTube at some point in the not-so-distant future. But you can watch the first episode is up right now, and you can go and watch that as well. And then also, I want to mention that this video is sponsored by Orbit Key. Thank you so much for sponsoring. They have these amazing Star Wars products that you can check out. There's going to be some links down in the description for those as well. And I'm also going to tell you some more about it after the reaction. And there's a code that you can use to get 10% off. It's OrbitKS10D.
And I can only add like, subscribe, and support my son. But again, I'm biased.
Thank you. All right. Enough talking. Let's do this. Here we go.
Take him or call it off.
You're taking on an Imperial armory?
Are you not joining us?
Us? How many of us are there?
Now we are 7.
And I love how it works with these rebel cells. She's not going to give away that she's taking orders from someone like Luthen. So she's going to present Andor joining like that as it being her idea.
Yeah, and the idea with cells is, well, at Al-Qaeda works the same way. One cell cannot give away the other.
Yeah, and I guess that's what the Empire would call the rebels, terrorists.
Yeah.
Depends on your point of view when it comes to that. Rebel or terrorist?
Depends on the winds.
That as well. History is written by the victor. I've been looking so much forward to this.
Me too. 1 week apart is just a little much.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed the talk with you and Kyle Katan.
Yeah.
Where you touched on all the things with Andor and ranked the different series against each other.
Yeah. We definitely did a deep dive when it came to Andor and some of the other stuff as well. Oh, and starting with Khan.
Sitting at home.
Staring out the window. He still feels so defeated. And I get it.
Yeah, well, his world fell apart.
You're slouching.
Such a mother thing to say.
Is that how you've been presenting yourself to the world? That would explain a great deal.
Wow. Blue milk cereal.
Perfect.
I love all of these like everyday details that we're getting.
Yeah.
You might as well wear a sign that says, I promise to disappoint you.
Damn.
It's not very helpful.
No.
I'm calling Uncle Harlow. I'm calling in the family favor.
Haven't heard that in a while.
Uncle Harlow.
What is it you'll be asking for?
Someone who'll take you on, Cyril.
Setting the bar high, are we?
Uncle Harlow will know what's best.
Well, that explains why he's the way he is, or kind of.
Yeah, many times when like you see someone's parents, how they grew up, where they grew up, it will all of a sudden explain a lot.
Corporate issue. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Is that Khan's gun? He took that from him, right?
You know what this means, don't you?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I saw your eyes go right to it.
Crate head.
See, they don't know.
Crate head.
They built a lot of cages, huh? The axe forgets, but the tree remembers.
Ah.
Now it's our turn to do the chopping.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
She is stone cold and fearless. Probably the toughest one here.
All right.
She's already sharing a blanket, if that's what you're wondering.
The point is, we have a schedule. The driver's waiting. I've planned on this, and we're going.
You're only doing it to show off.
Well, that's just...
Nobody cares. You can relax.
That's just so hurtful.
It's all about you, isn't it? It's always all about you.
Is this really how you'd like to start the day?
I didn't choose this conversation.
Oof.
Nice family morning breakfast.
Yeah, no. I was never like this. Right?
Not that I remember. No.
Good.
He was smarter than that.
But it's crazy to think that I had no idea that Mon Mothma had like a family like that.
No.
Like a husband and a daughter. No freaking idea until this series.
No.
But I love that we get to see that part of her life.
Makes them human.
Mm-hmm.
Pace of repression outstrips our ability to understand it, and that is the real trick of the Imperial thought machine. It's easier to hide behind 40 atrocities than a single incident. Our elemental rights are such a simple thing to hold, they will have to shake the galaxy awfully hard to loosen our grip.
I'd like to hear what Clem believes.
Again, so the writing is just so freaking tight.
This charts an astral path, this maps the trail of political consciousness. Both systems based on truth, both navigating toward clear and achievable outcomes. Basic facts expanded toward...
He is all in, that young kid.
Fast talker. Damn.
Yeah.
You don't know how to get it off the runway, do you?
We know how to fly it.
Yeah, but you gotta get it up there first.
Answer the question.
Okay. There's a load clutch. It's a big, ugly handle just right next to the booster throttle. What were you gonna do if I wasn't here?
Fail.
This was to be cleaned up yesterday. Where are they?
I believe they're in the tower, sir. The Commandant's wife needed help moving furniture for the dinner.
What?
I'll be back in an hour. This had better be well on its way, or I promise you, I'll be revisiting the schedule for winter furloughs.
Is that some stuff that could like interfere with the plan?
More.
Don't touch me. If you want something, you tell me.
Can you walk like a soldier?
I've seen it done.
Let's find out if you've been paying attention. Form up.
Nice transition. Oh wait, we're back on Ferrex.
Yeah.
Could I be made prefect? The title, I know it doesn't come with extra pay. You can wear a ball gown if you'd like. Just get this up and running before my next staff meeting.
Do whatever you like, just make this work.
Yeah.
Why switch sides?
Skin is left-handed. You want your weapon on the outside.
What am I?
Right-handed.
Taramin?
Right.
Center?
Right.
Nemec?
Favors right, but shoots left.
Fine.
Wow.
Let's switch.
He's paying attention.
Very much so. Oh shit, 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 shit.
The guns!
He's gone.
Coming around.
Yeah. Wow. Just to mess with them, or?
Just having fun.
They'll soon see. Surprise from above is never as shocking as one from below.
So many great lines.
Not too many Darnies to worry about anymore, though, eh?
It's less than 100 last time.
Still enough to smell them, right?
Wow.
Can you imagine this place with a couple of thousand of them?
Yes. I can.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm just moving your stuff.
Don't.
It was in the way.
Don't ever.
I thought you were checking the comms.
A little bit of tension.
Mm-hmm.
You're onto something. Kessel. Fondor. Targeting consoles from Jakku. Proton warheads from Base K. The Steerguard Star Path.
It's too spread out to be organized.
But you don't believe that.
Kessel. Oh, referring to what happened in Solo, perhaps.
Never climb the same fence twice.
It's too random to be random.
2 more files each.
They are getting smart.
Yeah. And like we shouldn't be rooting for them to actually figure this stuff out. But, yeah.
But it gives some excitement in the movie. So it's okay.
Yeah. Or in the show, you mean?
Yeah. It feels like a movie.
It does. It does.
I told him how sorry you were about what happened, that it was a large enough mistake to be deeply educational.
Yes, I heard some of that.
Our conversation.
Your side of it? Hard to miss.
He knows how much we're counting on it.
Now I'm really curious. Who is Uncle Harlow?
Yeah, me too.
He fell in love with a local woman, lost a promotion.
Oh.
Then he lost the woman. Then he lost his taste for the Empire. Everyone has their own rebellion.
Yeah.
But it sounds more like he's in it for the money rather than the rebellion.
Well, Andor?
No, Lieutenant.
Gone? Oh.
Yeah.
The thing you hear when posted to Aldani is that perhaps you'll be lucky enough to be there for the Eye.
The idea of being this close and not seeing it. I fear morale might be crushed by having anything more than an essential roster down here tomorrow night.
I want it painted the day after tomorrow.
Well, that's a good thing. They're all going to be preoccupied with the Eye.
They're all going to be watching that.
Yeah.
Don't move. Hey, what are you doing?
There we go.
Wow. What? Why?
He comes here with nothing but the clothes on his back and a stone worth 30,000 credits.
If you have a problem, you come to me.
Here I am.
You know exactly who I am. And you know I'll kill you for it.
Okay.
Give him the stone, you can kill each other later.
I'm being paid. Paid to be here. You can't live with that? I'm not worth it? I'll walk away and wish you luck. But that's what it is. I don't want to walk in looking over my shoulder.
Maybe you're the one that's afraid.
Of course I'm afraid. But there's a difference between fear and losing your nerve. You want out of this. Make a choice. Don't use me as an excuse.
Nice.
Calling him on it, yeah.
Yeah.
You're busy tonight.
He knows more about what you're up to than I do.
So nice to see Coruscant like a real city.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Cloris.
For fuck's sake.
Cloris.
Sir.
Do you mind taking the expressway?
It's a nice sky limo.
Yeah, like the design of it. It almost looks a little bit like like a cross between the speeder that Sam Wessel was using in episode 2 and the one that Anakin was flying in the Pursuit. So it's just keeping with that style at least.
And it was blue and shiny, but that is okay on Coruscant.
She wants me to tell you about my brother. There's a long version, but what matters is they killed him. He was a farmer. Imperial prefect came in, took his land, flooded it. He couldn't bear it, so he went in a boat and filled his pockets with stones. I always hated the Empire. I don't really know what to call how I feel now. That's as close to an apology as you're gonna get.
Yeah, just know that this shit matters to me.
No farewells tonight. Plenty of work to do together tomorrow.
Okay, so splitting up.
Where is she going and to do what?
Guess we'll see. It's her and Sintra. Oh, gallery.
There's nothing coming through tonight. You want to be useful, go clean some coins.
Happy? Have you checked your walk-away pack?
Yes.
And the one on the fonder?
I don't like seeing you nervous. Vel's the only one who traces back.
No. The thief, Andor. I wasn't careful.
It'll all be over this time tomorrow.
Or would he just be starting?
He's a bit skittish about Andor knowing who he is.
Yeah, maybe sees it as a mistake that there's ties, something that can come back to him. Damn it!
That was way too fast.
Oh man, we didn't even get the freaking heist, but I get why they're like saving it for the 3rd episode. Using the first 2 in the arc to build, and then something is gonna happen in the
sense.
3rd. It does. It's just, this is so freaking good, and I don't want it to stop, but then it stops, and now we have to wait a week.
Yeah, a whole week. Fast forward, please.
Yeah, fast forward, yeah. Please.
I'm swamped at work as well, so just fast forward. Let's call it next Wednesday. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. It's the one thing that we can't change or do anything about. Time. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But holy shit, another amazing episode. So much stuff going on, and we're definitely gonna get into all of that in just a few minutes. But first, I do want to let you guys know about the sponsor of this video, Orbit Key. Thank you so much to Orbit Key for sponsoring this video. Orbit Key is a lifestyle brand helping people live better lives through clever and innovative organization solutions. It started in 2013 with a simple idea to solve the frustration of carrying messy keys. With the support of the crowdfunding community, the first Orbit Key key organizer was brought to life. Today, Orbit Key is proud to be climate neutral certified, with a team of 38 passionate individuals based in Melbourne, Australia. As they constantly strive to redefine the way we organize, their product range has since grown to help people organize more than just their keys. You might remember the key organizers that we talked about in the Obi-Wan Kenobi reactions, with the 4 different key organizers: Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, Grogu, and Palpatine, and now introducing 2 more, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, Orbit Key Collection now journeys through hyperspace to the desk, with 2 all-new limited edition desk mats inspired by Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Dark Lord of the Sith Darth Vader. Designed with subtle Star Wars details, these award-winning desk mats make a fine addition to any desk setup, bringing workspace organization, whether at home or at the office, to a whole new galaxy. These new desk mats continue to celebrate the saga in Orbit Key's elegant design language. with designs that pay homage to Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi and their weapons for a more civilized age. Each desk mat complements the wardrobe worn by Vader and Kenobi and features a unique foil detail within the toolbar that represents the Sith Lord and Jedi Master's lightsabers. The new Star Wars Orbit Key desk mats are available to purchase at orbitkey.com in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA, Singapore, and other selected countries. Be sure to use the discount code ORBITKS10D to get 10% off of your next purchase on orbitkey.com. Again, the code is ORBITKS10D to get 10% off. And now a cool little 30-second video that they've put together over on Orbit Key to show off their new Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi themed desk mats. Thanks again so much to Orbit Key for sponsoring this video. Enjoy. But all right, that was episode 5, The Axe Forgets. And we quickly learned what that was about, that whole sentence.
Yeah.
The axe forgets, but the tree remembers, of course, referring to the Empire, what they're doing to the people of the galaxy. They might forget all of their transgressions and who they're hurting, but the people who have been hurt, they will never forget. And there was a lot of that in this episode, and getting to know the people of this group even more so. And because of that, I'm actually really glad that we didn't just go straight into the heist, because we need to get more attached to these characters and know why they're there, why it matters so much to them, and the fact that it is personal to all of them. It's even personal to the lieutenant who's helping them out, because he seemingly fell in love with someone on the planet, and it was all taken away from him, and he's not fond of the Empire either. Of course, there's the money aspect as well, and that's definitely what's driving Andor, but we also know that later on it is going to become more personal to him. It is going to matter. What exactly is going to happen for that, to become what's driving him? We don't know yet. Maybe something again about the people he knew on Ferrix.
He's getting to know people. Yeah. He's getting to know why they're fighting, what they're fighting for, and it will slowly get into his mind, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how he sort of absorbs it over time and becomes a rebel himself. So right now he's in it for the experience and the money. Not so much the experience, but for the money, more or less. But it will dawn on him at some point. And I like that we take our time. It just goes by too fast with this episode. But we take our time to get to know these different people, because then it hurts a little more when you see some of them are probably going to go away along the way. But it's nice to know them before it happens. Also, I like that we see the ISB and Blevin and
Dedra,
that they are also playing a part in this. They're sort of building up towards some more that's going to happen on the horizon at some point. They're not going to get involved in the heist itself, but along the way, she'll pick up more and more, and she'll see that all these small things will add up to something bigger at some point. So I like that we take the time to see things, and we like to that we see Luthen getting worried that maybe 2 people knowing him at that place might be a little too much. What if someone spills his name, or he's getting nervous at this point? He's out for the go back as well. You ready for your go back? Yeah.
Also, of course, nervous about the mission in itself, because he really wants it to succeed. This is, I imagine, also quite personal to him, and that's why he's like one of the driving factors here when it comes to the rebellion and getting these rebel cells together. Something that Kyle Katarn and I also talked about was the fact that he is timeline wise, it seems like one of the first fulcrums, which was like an alias used in Star Wars Rebels by Ahsoka, for example, and others, where it is someone who is, you know, giving out missions and connecting these rebel cells, but still keeping it all separate and making it so that like they don't know, most of the people inside of that cell won't know who they're taking orders from. So if they get captured, then they can't spill the beans. But no. As you mentioned, Luthen is also worried about there being too many ties to him now. Just besides Veld, and now there is Andor, and he gave him that crystal, and that also came up again in this episode, the Blue Kyber, where Skeen, I think his name was, he kept on being very suspicious of Andor and why he's there, because he needed to know that
the reason,
the reason, because as we again learn in this episode, they're all there for different reasons, but because the Empire took something from them. So it is personal. Andor seemingly the only one who's in it for the money. But that is surely going to change. And I also really, really like it, as you mentioned, with the ISB and the Empire, that we're getting all these ties and these references again. I don't know if what she said with Kessel, if that was actually the incident on Kessel that we saw in Solo, where all those people, they broke out, and it seemed like a little rebellion thing going on there as well. So it is all of these incidents, and she doesn't see it as random. It's because, they're getting ready for something, the rebels. All the while, the Empire is, of course, also getting ready for something to assert their control even more, the dominance over the galaxy, and doing that with the Death Star, as we will then learn later on, and that will really come to the forefront in Rogue One. So it's not something anyone can really know about just yet, but I like how we're building to it.
All these random things, a number of random things all pointing in the same direction is no longer random. So it was a nice touch to it.
And a really nice touch to it. And again, the writing, my God, it's so good. It is so tight, and it's so fluent, and like even some like a lot of the stuff that a character like Nemec said, he was talking fast, but shows how much he cares, how much he knows about these things, how much he's thinking about them. And I love that. Like every character just oozes personality inside of this series.
And also the fact that he speaks fast, the more involved you are, the more you're into it, the more you get to speak fast, and you really have to get your point across the board as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. So he just speeds up along the way. That was nice.
That was nice, and nice details again, and that'll also happen. I'm sure I've done it several times when I really get into the groove and talking about something like Star Wars, I really, really care about. I'll talk fast sometimes, and people will be like, slow down. Like, we know you care about this, but slow down, man. Great stuff. And I like that we got to see them practicing like what they're about to do. And what everything that goes into this heist. Sure, there's a lot of things that they might not know about, and they're not entirely, prepared or 100% professional all the way. And it was also clear to see with the way that they were going to escape, that Andor had a lot of questions there because he knew something that they didn't. So what the hell would they have done if he had
also? I think he's been in situations like that before. It kind of shows that he knows that, well, you can have a plan, and it's very good. You should have a plan, but once you launch your plan, it'll foul up some way, and the rest of the time you're trying to chase your way back into the plan. So sort of that's what's normally going to happen with a plan. It's a guideline.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, and he even said, like, if it wasn't the whole thing with like you just found my crystal and you don't trust me. If it wasn't that, there would have been something else, because the day before or the day of, like, tensions are high. There's a lot of worrying going on. So you are eventually going to butt heads. So it is going to feel like this no matter what in these situations. You are going to doubt yourself. You're going to doubt all of it, because this is some dangerous shit they're about to do. So I really like that as well. It makes it again very human, very grounded. And speaking of very human and very grounded, I love that we get to see these very homely situations, or what's going on with Khan, for example, and with Mon Mothma and her family. It is again a side of Star Wars that we don't see that often. Like just someone sitting and eating freaking cereal with blue milk and everything. And they kept talking about this Uncle Harlow. I'm sure we're going to learn who exactly that is. I'm guessing someone inside of the Empire, somehow, maybe someone's like semi high up inside of the Empire, who's got some status, because from what Khan said, like why would he think of us? Would he even remember us? Because he's somewhere else in his life, it seems like, and he's got a lot of connections. But the mother seems sure of it. What was her name? Ida
something. Ida, I think.
And she's a tough cookie. She's tough on him. Wow. Some of those conversations.
Yeah, she was a bit harsh on the young kid. He was treating him like a young kid.
She definitely was. She definitely was. And again, speaking of young kids, got to see Mon Mothma. She has a daughter, and along with a husband, things are not really going that well at home at all. Like there's a lot of tension between them as well. Mon Mothma, of course, feels sort of it would be a little bit out of place, and we know what she's doing besides just being a senator, a member of the Imperial Senate. And the daughter even accused her of just only thinking about herself. We know that that's not true. We know that Mon Mothma really cares about everyone in the galaxy, and that's why she's
she's keeping up appearances at home.
Even at home.
Politician there,
Even at home, she can't talk about what she is actually doing and what she really cares about, and she can't
trust him with anything. I mean, her husband, as you said last time or time before that, at some point they probably liked each other, but right now it's just, well, let's stay married because we're supposed to. But I like seeing Coruscant. I like to see the city and the whole political intrigue there, and the family at home,
family
the way
drama.
they interacted. The way they interacted, that was also very great. In Khan as well, at home with his mother. There's some great writing in that as well, and I'm so interested in seeing what's going to happen with Khan, because he's an interesting character.
Mm-hmm. Very, very much.
Yeah.
And just that, like towards the end, and he was just sitting there and still staring at the hollow image of Cassian Andor. That he's not going to let this stuff go at all. Somehow, some way, he's going to get back into this whole thing, this whole story, and he is going to matter. I'm sure. Because otherwise, why would he be a part of this? Why would they show us what he's doing?
Keep building? Why keep building him unless he's got a part later on? So that kind of makes sense.
Exactly. But all of it
what was
again
it with the tattoos on Skeen when he was talking about the tattoos on his arms, his chest on his arm?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some breakdown videos out there where someone is going to really get into what all of that was about. But I'm guessing perhaps it has something to do with, of course, like where he's from, how he came up. Maybe he lived as an orphan or something, or he was in servitude to the Empire as well at some point, being relocated by the Empire, and that's also something that Cassian could be familiar with.
He had a brother. He had a brother who was a farmer, so he must. Well, the brother was a farmer. And this guy probably did something else involving guns, whatever.
Yeah. Well, we know that Cassian, he served on Mimban. As he talked about in the previous one, which is also something Solo did. Maybe they didn't at the same time, but either way, that it could also be something like that. They were both in service somehow, and then betrayed by the Empire, and then became part of some underground groups. Or I'm definitely
so
gonna
much stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some of those breakdown videos. I'm sure Kyle Katarn, he's gonna do some breakdown stuff. Star Wars Explained, Alex Damon, he's always really good at that stuff as well. So those are the channels that I usually check out just if I want to know more about it, because I definitely don't know everything about Star Wars, and I have a pretty bad memory just in general. But I try to retain as much as I can when it comes to this world. But man, wow, splendid freaking episode. Amazing characters, story so far. Cannot freaking wait till next week. I just want to keep going. But
yeah, it's good in some way. We have the time to discuss all this and get all the breakdowns from different places, and maybe read up on some of the stuff. You can even go to Disney's website and see breakdown of the episode afterwards with what they thought to do with it and so on. That's kind of nice. So you have time to read up on that before the next episode. At the same time, I'm sitting here like, no, go ahead. Let's have the next.
Give us the next one.
Away.
Give us the next one. Yeah. But I also love all that behind the scenes stuff and inside the episode stuff that a lot of shows thankfully are doing right now, both shows and movies, because I think people have, there's a growing interest in knowing more about how all of this is made, how entertainment is made, which is something I've always been interested in, but seems like more people are getting interested in it as well. So there's a lot of that out there.
You get to enjoy it a bit more. In the old days, and I am truly allowed to say in the old days, we had just Flow TV. So there'll be one episode a week, and we would have time to discuss it and talk to each other about it. And that was kind of nice. So you get into that with an episode like this. We get time to talk to each other on the phone about this and that. You'll find out stuff. I'll find out stuff. We have time to discuss it. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
that's something.
It's okay. A week spaced out a week between each episode is okay.
Yeah. I do honestly prefer it like that instead of the binge model. I do. It keeps it going for longer and makes you more excited about each episode, and then you can get into a lot of stuff and talk about it in between. So yeah, it works. But
I wish I could do the same when I eat. When I eat, I start, this tastes good, and I just gobble it all down. It's just at the very end, it's like, no, I'm going to get smaller and smaller and smaller pieces out of the steak because I enjoy the steak and some red wine. But I should have done that all the way through it. So right now, they're helping me spacing it out with the week part.
Yeah, exactly. But as I was about to say, I think that's going to do it for this reaction and review of Andor episode 5. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and may the force be with you always.
Always.